Tonight you're going to lie down on a soft bed, maybe scroll your phone, adjust your pillow, and fall asleep. But for most of human history, sleeping wasn't comfortable, it wasn't private, and it definitely wasn't safe. In fact, going to sleep might have been the most dangerous thing you did all day, because before beds existed, humans didn't just sleep differently, they slept in ways that would feel completely insane today. And once you see how they actually did it, you might never look at your bed the same way again. Let's start with something surprising. Humans didn't just collapse on cold cave floors like movies show, they built beds. Just not the kind you'd want to sleep on tonight. Around 77,000 years ago, deep inside a cave in South Africa, archaeologists found something unexpected. A thick layer of grass, reeds, and leaves, carefully arranged. Not random, not accidental. A bed, and not a tiny one either. Some of these were nearly a foot thick and big enough for entire families. So yes, your ancestors cared about comfort. Just imagine your mattress being made of dry grass, sticks, and whatever plants were available. No springs, no foam, just nature. And somehow, that was considered luxury. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because if you think your bed has problems, imagine sleeping on a pile of leaves in the wild. No sheets, no covers, just you. And every insect within a 10-meter radius. Bed bugs, ticks, fleas. Basically, your mattress was also their home. So what did humans do? They got creative. They started layering their beds with specific plants. Plants that naturally repel insects. It's like the world's first mosquito repellent. No chemicals, just leaves that bugs hated. And if that didn't work, they did something even crazier. They burned the bed. Seriously. After some time, they would literally set their sleeping area on fire, killing parasites, larvae, and anything else living inside it. Then rebuild it again. Imagine buying a new mattress every few days, because the old one is alive. Now here's something that would feel even stranger today. You didn't sleep alone, not even close. Beds weren't personal spaces, they were crowded. Entire families slept together. Parents, children, elders, sometimes even animals, all packed onto the same sleeping surface. And this wasn't just about comfort. It was survival. Because when you're sleeping in the wild, being alone is a terrible idea. More people means more warmth, more awareness, and most importantly, more chances that someone wakes up if something goes wrong. In many early human groups, someone was almost always partially awake, listening, watching, because outside that small circle of safety, something else was awake too. And if that sounds dangerous, it gets worse. Because before humans fully mastered fire, sleeping on the ground wasn't even an option. It was too risky. So where did they sleep? Trees, just like other primates, high above the ground, in makeshift nests made from branches and leaves. Think about that for a second. Your ancestors were basically building a new bed every single night. Climb up, arrange branches. Try not to fall asleep too fast, because if you did, you might actually fall. And here's the wild part. That strange jolt you sometimes feel when you're falling asleep, like you're suddenly dropping. That might be a leftover survival reflex, a built-in alarm system, from a time when falling asleep literally meant falling. Then everything changed, because humans learned to control fire. And suddenly, night wasn't just darkness anymore. Fire created something new, a protected space, a circle where predators stayed away. For the first time, humans could sleep on the ground with some level of safety. And this didn't just change where we slept, it changed how we lived. Because now, the day didn't end at sunset. People gathered around fire, they talked, they told stories, they laughed. Night became social. And this is where something fascinating begins. Because even after all that, humans still didn't sleep the way you do now. Not even close. For most of history, people didn't sleep in one long stretch. They slept in two parts. First sleep. Then they woke up in the middle of the night. stayed awake for an hour or two, then went back to sleep again. This wasn't insomnia. This was normal. During that quiet period in the middle of the night, people did all kinds of things. They talked, they prayed, they thought. Some even visited neighbors. Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. and instead of panicking, you just go hang out. Completely normal. And modern studies show something even stranger. When people live without artificial light, their bodies naturally return to this pattern, as if it was always there, just buried. Now compare that to today. You sleep alone, in a quiet room, on a perfectly engineered mattress, with controlled temperature, minimal danger. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, you think something is wrong. But for thousands of years, that was just being human. For most of human history, sleep wasn't comfort. It wasn't routine. It wasn't something you did without thinking. It was strategic. You had to choose where to sleep, who to sleep with, how to stay safe, how to avoid insects, how not to fall, how not to get eaten. And somehow, every single one of your ancestors survived that, long enough for you to lie down tonight in complete safety, on something they could never even imagine. And the strangest part, you'll probably complain if your pillow feels slightly uncomfortable. And still, we don't realize how effortless it has become.